Okay, guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about the one shift that I made that allowed me to go from closing at 30% to 90% and actually break past $20,000 a month at 22 years old. Now, this did not happen by me just learning more talk tracks, more reframes. If anything, I'd already invested over $35,000 in my sales training and I was already a very skilled rep. But I kept running into this roadblock again and again, and I couldn't figure out what that was. It wasn't until one of my sales coaches pointed out to me and she said, "You are your own biggest roadblock. You are in your head." And she introduced me to what I'm going to show you guys today. Is called the map of consciousness. And this was life-changing. After I learned about this, I had my best week ever in sales. So I'm going to walk you guys through that today. Just so you guys know, I did not make this up. This comes from a man called David Hawkins. Now, why is state so important? State matters more than what we say. A prospect is always going to go off of your state because your state enters the room first, and prospects do not buy from lower level states. The other thing to take into consideration is that if we are in a low level state, we shift the prospect into a lower level state. So what is the difference between a lower level and a higher level state according to the map of consciousness? A lower level state is something such as desire, fear, shame. These are all lower level states compared to a higher level state, which is one of acceptance. It is neutrality, it is peace and enlightenment. And the important thing is, even if a prospect shows up in a lower level state, we can actually shift them into a higher level state by not letting their energy and their state bring us back into this side of the map of consciousness. Okay, so what actually contributes to us being in a high level state? There's a couple things. Number one is that if you are dehydrated, your body is already stressed. And so your sleep, what you are eating, your routines all play a factor into the type of state that you have. And something that's really interesting, guys, is I used to feel so much anxiety before my calls. I actually used to get panic attacks. I was so stressed all the time. And it felt like I was a victim to my own mind. It felt like it was a battle and a war in my head. And the most empowering thing that I ever learned was that this was not happening to me. I was choosing to be in this state. And that is so empowering because if you can choose to be in a state, you can also choose to shift your state. Now, how do we actually shift our state? Number one is where you focus, your energy goes. So if you're focusing on all the things that can go wrong, guess what sort of state we're going to be in? We're going to be in a low level state. And so what I started to do is I started to ask myself am I focusing on all the things that can go wrong, or am I focusing on what I want? And then simply shifting my focus. Now, the first step is becoming aware of that little voice. Because at the end of the day, we should not be feeling anxious and nervous before a sales call. If our intentions are aligned and they're in the right place and we want to genuinely help them, then why would we feel nervous about that? It means that usually there's something underlying that is coming up for us, whether that's we want to make the sale, we're worried about our KPI, what that says about us. When we approach the sale and our true intention is, I want to understand if we can help this person. And if we can, I'm very good at helping them. Because remember, guys, not everyone is meant to be sold to. Now, I'm going to give you guys an actual actionable step that you can use today when you're feeling like you're in a low level state, when you're feeling stressed, anxious, you're feeling a bit frustrated, as to how you can actually move from a low level state into a high level state. Now, the way that we do this is simply by shifting our perspective on the situation and the meanings that we attach to it. And so if I'm going into a call and I'm feeling really anxious, this is what you are going to do step by step. You are going to use the good help of our friend AI, and we are going to use ChatGPT. So we are going to ask it, I'm currently feeling this way about this situation. Using the map of consciousness, help me move into a state of acceptance and neutrality. And what it is going to do is it is going to take you through a series of questions, and it is going to help you shift from this low level state into a state of neutrality. Now guys, this is not easy, okay? Are there going to be days that you slip? Yes. Are there going to be days where you're in a low level state and you don't recognize it? Yes. But the more that you can practice this, the more intentional you can be about how you're feeling, how you're showing up, the energy you're bringing, how you're making other people feel, is the easier sales is going to be. The more deals you're going to close. Because this, guys, matters just as much as your skill set. They go hand in hand. You can be the best closer, but without this, you are not going to close the deals that you should be closing. And so if there's one thing that you do today, so honestly, guys, this shift is what changed everything for me in my closing career. And if you implement that, I guarantee you, you are going to see the same.